I'm Claire, and this is my mate Anna. 10 years ago, Anna and I drove a Ford Fiesta 10,000 kilometres from the UK to West Africa. We'd bought it off eBay for less than £250. We had no service history and almost no mechanical know-how. The West Africa we saw is a different one now, and today's politics would make this trip a challenge to repeat. Our breakdowns were outnumbered only by adventures, and we got way more mileage from our car than we'd ever hoped for. 10 years later, this is our story. In our last episode, we had just reached the border with Mali and were about to leave Mauritania behind.
We're finally in Mali. There's Tom scouting for terrorists. There's Anna being upset about lack of phone signal.
Now that we were over the border, we had 500 kilometres ahead of us to reach Bamako, where the boys planned to finally put the Isuzu out of its misery.
So, first few kilometres into Mali, and it looks pretty much the same as the rest of Mauritania.
And no phone signal. Fini.
Fini? Like the cadeau? Like the cadeau is fini? No cadeau?
We were clearly missing the gendarme already.
Give me the football. Give me your jacket. Give me some money. Give me cadeau. Beans. Foul. Beans. Horrible.
We were parked up for lunch and planning next steps.
I was wrong. Apparently, things do happen here. Because look,
Have you eaten the peach chops?
there's a random person on the side of the
Have
road.
you eaten the peach chops?
Maybe.
It's empty.
I know it's empty.
Yeah.
It's because I ate them.
No! No! I was really excited over there. I was like, ooh, what's the puddings? I thought, yeah, this is the peach chops. They're gone!
Let's
Look.
touch them. Duncan made me do it! Duncan made me! He made me!
Forget the breakdowns. Food-related problems were still our biggest disappointments.
I just want to know who this person is standing like a scarecrow by the side of the road. Let's go ask him.
It wasn't long before our roadside stops became obligatory rather than optional.
And that's the boys. The car's fucked. We stopped alongside the road, and here are all the curious women and kids. I don't want to be rude and film them or anything, so I'm sneakily filming everything. And that's the village over there.
The Isuzu was now actively seeking retirement.
And we're pretty much stranded right here.
After much tinkering, attempted diagnosing, and the full attention of plenty of spectators, it was time to attempt a bump start.
Alright. This is trying to figure out whether the starter motor's fucked or the gearbox. Come on. Come on, come on.
Despite plenty of assistance, a proper run-up, and a small hill to push the Isuzu down, the first attempt was not looking promising. Neither, it seems, was attempt number 2. Feeling somewhat dejected, it was time to swap out Duncan from behind the wheel and replace him with Tom. With one more run-up, we hoped to magically get the Isuzu started and make a little headway before dark. And then just like that, hey presto, we were back on the road. Something our newly acquired bystanders were probably right to feel somewhat apprehensive about. Nevertheless, we were finally going again, and we would make another 2 hours driving time before searching out a bush camp before dark.
We're in Mali, and we're happy, and we're trying to find a nice place to bush camp.
I don't know whether they want us to
Only
follow them or not.
Problem is sand. And then there's a village
I think this might be okay though.
over there. So we don't want to be too close to the village. Right, the boys are over there, I don't know, and moving in the bushes. I don't know. Stupid border controls. We got ripped off, as usual. Got told off. I got told off by angry Arabic African man for not getting into his car with him. And then Tom got told off by a lady for using a red pen. And then I got told off again for sitting on a chair that I've been told to sit on. Nice. Ripped off, but we're happy. We're here. We just needed a place to camp. Clay, looking amazing.
Wait. My nomad outfit's gotten all banjaxed. I'm showing my shoulders. Ah, my boobs. How many camels?
We're tired. We need to eat. Looks like we found a spot. That's our spot.
Alright, let's do this first off-roading adventure since the Sahara.
I should maybe explain that this incredible outfit was the result of wanting the parts of us visible through car windows to be modest as we drove through rural areas. It was also ridiculously hot, so we didn't want to cover up excessively from the waist down. The results clearly were spectacular, but arguably not very successful.
Duncan's scouting the ground. Is it soft? Is it hard? Can we tent? Can we put up a fire? How's it looking, Dunks?
Yeah, it's alright. We sleep on shit tonight.
Nice.
Comme ça.
I think we might be more visible to the village from here just because... But I don't think that's so much of a problem.
What are you doing, Tom?
It wouldn't take us long to discover that we were definitely visible from the village.
Stop for 2 seconds. Here comes village.
The hazards of camping on a hill so you can bump start cars easier the next morning.
We found a place. We've been greeted. Nice.
But now that we were formally introduced, we at least knew our little camp out wasn't going to upset anyone.
Salam alaikum.
And with that, it was time to settle in for the night.
Was ist das?
This is the curry failing to boil.
It's good.
Of course it's good, I made it.
Whoa.
That's right.
Can we eat another one?
No, we'll save that one.
Dumped it in the curry that's not even done yet. Maybe we should pull out the little stove then and just boil the shit out of it and then we can eat it faster.
Yeah. The poo fire is not working.
What are we...
More poo.
What's in the fire?
We're cooking on donkey poo.
We are burning on poo.
Donkey poo and thorny bush.
Nice.
Our fire seemed as slow to burn as the Isuzu would be to start the next morning.
Needs to get up a little bit of a hill to then be able to push it down.
The car was heavy in the sand, so we'd put it in neutral, had everyone push it uphill, and then tried to hold it back while Tom leapt for the driver's seat and got it rolling downhill. Amazingly, the Isuzu started on the first try, helped along by a guy from the local village who was wearing the most epic of t-shirts. The fact that the Isuzu would get going first try was sadly not a sign of things to come, however.
How you doing?
Doing alright, just shooting the breeze.
Zebu, zebu, zebu.
Good Molly, man.
Sounds a zebu.
Look, uh-oh, Zebu's gonna run in front of the car. Yeah. Look, the little farmer dude, shepherd, on the right.
Cool.
How many clothes is he wearing? It's hot out, man.
Wave in.
The Isuzu might have been running, but the more it accelerated, the more it lost power, until eventually it just stopped going at all.
Hey guys. What's going on? You're screwed.
Engine misses throughout driving speed range. That's what's wrong. And also, number 15, hesitation or stumble during acceleration. And number 18, engine backfires. Number 22, low oil pressure.
Number 25, engine put back
23.
together by a teenager in Mauritania.
What
We
else?
haven't got any oil and we haven't got any spare oil. We might use cooking oil.
Cooking oil or Marmite.
Marmite.
It's a waste of money.
And number 3, starter motor operates without turning engine. That is because starter pinion or flywheel drive plate, teeth worn or broken.
Yeah.
We know it's broken. Listen.
Nice.
Engine hard to start when hot.
Well,
Hard to start most
hard
of
to
the
start.
Engine hard to
You need a
start.
hill.
What is that?
This is surf wax.
I thought it was a dead toad for a second.
Wax is made of...
No, it's not going in there.
Desperate times, desperate measures.
There's oil?
How much is in there?
Very little.
Is it oil?
It was.
Not gearbox fluid.
It's about half a capful. It's better than no capful. We've got some clutch and brake fluid, or fluid, and Duncan won't use it. I don't know why.
Read it. But it says, don't you fucking dare put it in the oil.
Spare clutch.
Spare clutch? Anyone? Yeah?
That was a €500 clutch, that was.
Second part to it.
Well, at least you got... I was going to say radio. The windscreen. That was death by Duncan's head.
Not for synthetic. It doesn't look like
Bit of a dodgy spot stop.
It doesn't look like that.
So, no good. No good at all.
Malabrature.
something.
That's not
I've
getting
got
in there.
suntanning oil.
Suntan oil.
No, not really. Well, sort of. Well,
Why? Just the scrape oil. Oh, oh.
With that done, it was time to start breaking things in the engine bay.
so should we start with the horn first? That's the most important thing to
In
repair.
Africa it is.
Actually, yeah.
This is hanging off. That's not good.
It looks like it should be attached to something. Oh, I can see where it's supposed to be attached.
Duct tape.
Gotta love it.
Claire's getting involved.
Oh, it's quite warm down here.
You think? I'd say it's quite
supposed
warm.
to go on
just
that
there.
thing. I'm pretty sure, but it's a
Right,
bit hot.
you got
to
your
touch.
ass
Ruining the truck.
and the truck. Nice.
And with the precious half capful of oil being poured into the engine, what sweet poetic justice to realise we were being easily outrun by a donkey cart. While the car wouldn't win any endurance awards, the boys did manage to finally get it going again. But by going, what I mean is not typically more than 20 kilometres an hour, and definitely not ever more than 50. If we met a hill, the outcome was even more bleak, and the car might just stop moving at all. Eventually, out of sheer frustration, we put our bumper car moves to use and turned Granny into a tugboat.
That's the granny
Good thing we had.
pushing the trooper
Good job
up
we
the hill.
Good job we had practice with the bumper cars, huh?
Nice. It's going quite well. Going up the hill. At least we're going faster than the donkeys.
But, if nothing else, the breakdowns helped Tom and Duncan make friends on the way.
So, giving some locals a ride to the next town in exchange for them helping to push the Isuzu.
Anna is now driving.
Yep.
And let's see how many kilometres we make before we stop next.
The answer was not that many, and it would surprise no one to guess that the donkey carts we passed probably did more miles than we did that day. But, on the upside, we at least managed a proper fire at our bush camp later that night.
That's the sunrise. Oh, Cebu on the road. Good morning, Claire.
Good morning. We're back in I've got my driving suit on. We're back in Basket on the Head Africa. We're back in random little stalls on the side of the road selling petrol imports and bottles and engine oil Africa.
It's really nice. It's really lush.
After a dry and sandy start to Mali, it was finally clear we had left the Sahara. We were on the road at sunrise to give the Isuzu as much of a run as possible before the day heated up, and the engine along with it.
We're loving it. Love to be out of the Sahara. Love to be out of the dry, sandy, dusty. Fingers crossed we'll make it to Bamako today.
Well, we've gone like 12 miles so far.
It's better than we did yesterday.
And they're yet to break down, but it is inevitable and most likely will be soon.
You could say we jinxed ourselves, but what happened next will surprise no one.
We're at the first breakdown for the day. 35 kilometres and the Isuzu has given up. We're looking for bread. Bread? Bread? No bread? Some locals.
Have to hit the next town.
We'd left Duncan to tame the increasingly misbehaved Isuzu while we drove on ahead to sniff out baguettes from nearby villages.
We're just in a random Malian town where they're making some drinks with raw egg.
That's the petrol station. See, that's the petrol pump there. Bunch of kids.
And they're making some weird milk drink with raw egg and baguettes. But we got our own baguettes. And we're traveling African style. Too many people packed in the front of the car.
Thankfully, the next major breakdown wouldn't happen until we were on the outskirts of Bamako. This time, a wrong turn and a stalled engine prompted the next round of hood popping and car pushing.
Took a wrong turn. Now we're stuck. There we go. Ooh.
But at the very least, the closer we got to civilization, the more spare hands there were around to volunteer with pushing and to help us on our way.
It's a nightmare. Bloody Isuzu.
But But there was no shortage of donkey carts to remind us of our lack of mechanical superiority.
Last Tom on the bonnet. Is that a happy face? No, that's the manual. Alright, no good.
The closer we got to Bamako, the less the Isuzu seemed to want the journey to end. Our 500-kilometre drive from the border had now taken 3 full days. We'd long run out of supplies and were now depending on Tom's imported pickle to liven up our dwindling supply of baguettes.
My pickle! No!
We were also desperately in need of a shower and could almost smell the Isuzu's finish line in Bamako. We just had to find a way to limp over it.
Maybe 4th or 5th time today pushing the car. Lost track. So apparently we're just on the edge of Bamako. Supposed final stop, at least as far as the banger challenge goes. Definitely back in Africa. That's for sure. But still that Northern African feel. Petro Sam. Definitely not Mauritania then, we can buy petrol. But we haven't. Because look. Hooray, speed bump. How random. They have no starter motor and no clutch and we've no petrol.
We were 1,500 kilometres from last filling up in Nouakchott and had just passed our first possibility of a filling station since. But with the Isuzu breaking down, we couldn't afford to force a stop for fuel, so decided to make the last hour's drive cruising on empty.
So far Granny's been kind to us, but we can't say what's up ahead for the rest of her time.
We were also finally coming to terms with the fact that after a week of bush campouts and driving, we were about to re-enter civilization.
Jesus!
Oh yeah.
Oh, I like this place.
It's not Mauritania, you can buy alcohol. But we still got the mosques. Something to see everywhere you look.
It was all feeling a far cry from the Sahara.
Look at this lovely tree-lined street. Did you get something in your eyeball, my dear?
Yeah.
Flying insects? Or are you just so depressed to be here?
Too sad. It's like depressing.
Do you think we're on the right side of the tracks or the wrong side of the tracks? I will see.
But we didn't actually care, for we had finally reached Bamako, where we planned to sleep in an actual bed and plot our journey onwards to Timbuktu now that the Isuzu could no longer hold us back.
So we're driving in central Bamako. We're sort of on the home stretch now. Literally about 2 kilometres to go. The boys are getting pushed by locals every time the car stops, which is frequent enough. There's a market over there, and we're heading for a hotel so the lads can finally ditch the cut.
It was finally time to retire the Isuzu, and we'll see you in Bamako next episode.
Hi, present day Clare here. New episodes will be uploaded every Sunday, so hit subscribe if you'd like to be notified when it's time to watch. Thanks and see you next time.